All right, we're out here at Banger Park and we have a really big day if everything goes according to plan. Basically, I spent all winter working on the mistakes that I noticed in Japan, and today I'm going to go and absolutely push the limits of my technique. So we're going to try to get up to front 14s, back 14s, maybe even back 16, and then see what we can do with cab. So really ambitious day. The goal today isn't to land the tricks, isn't to master them. Instead, it's to go see the limit of my form so that I can use less of my trip in order to go and build a foundation so I can start landing these tricks. So hoping to land everything, of course, but this is going to be pushing a lot of tricks I've hardly ever done and I've never done. So very ambitious, but I'm very excited. So let's get right into it. Hopefully we can get a little bit bigger than that. I think I need to land like another 6 feet down to get the tricks I want to get today. So we'll see if we can get some more speed going. Well, I got a little shit hooked on the takeoff. Still is fine for drifting and like takeoff, but that's not enough speed. I really need to land way further down to see if I can find more speed. Hopefully can, because that's not enough air time. Really hoping that it speeds up once more people ride it a little more, because I want to land past that second red line. I'm landing like, what do you think, like 5 feet before it?
I'd have to look back, but possibly, yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be time for the 14, but we'll give it a go and just see how it ends up. Yeah, that's pretty max power, but there's just no way I could get that around to 14. I think I'll switch to backside and see if I can get some better pop on backside and get to back 14. And hopefully the wind dies down or the bag speeds up or something, because that was max power off the lip. I could have like pulled it to 12, but we're here for the 14, so I was just like, pull it out, we'll go switch to backside for a bit and see how it goes from there. Would really hurt to leave today without landing a new trick, but you can't really control what's going on. I'm not tracked enough to pull that into triple. I need way more air time. We'll try maybe a back 12 and see if we can change that into a back 16, but it's slow right now. A lot of the pros are like frustrated they can't really do what we're doing. We're like pulling the kids in. So I think it's not just me. I'm pretty confident with my takeoffs right now, but we might just need to move on to a bigger bag if we want to hit these goals. So we'll see. Well, that's sort of the best 12 I've ever done in my life, and that's my first 12 of the trip, so that's pretty awesome. I think we'll try that axis rotation back 14. I'm not sure if it'll work, but can rotate it slightly faster than triple cork. Just easier to go and generate that spin because you're in more axis. Yeah, so we'll try 14 double cork. Never tried it before, so pretty excited. Maybe the ugliest thing I've ever done in my life, and I may have closed my eyes at one point, but that was 14 degrees of rotation. Now I know I can get it, I can commit, get that shoulder down, but we wouldn't have died if we tried that on snow. That's a good feeling. We might have split the cheeks, so can do it better, but first time trying 14 on that axis with that grab, so I'll take it. I'll take that any day. Yeah. We're going to switch back to front 14 attempts because that dump back, double back 14 works somewhat okay. Good enough I'll be able to take the footage, analyze it, and see where I need to improve to turn it to 16 and actually start getting to the toes of my board so I can start landing those. And that's the goal of today, to just rip out tricks, pushing the maximum limits of each way spinning. So I'm going to try one more front 14, then I'm going to switch to cab and see where I can get with the cab today. Well, 6, slightly under rotated there. I messed up the takeoff just a little bit, but a little more air time and I would have been able to get that around, so that's a good sign for that. We'll go switch to cab spins now, do a cab 5, cab 9, cab 12, and maybe a cab 14, and that should give me the reference to know what I need to work on for tomorrow. And then after that, we'll ride a bigger bag where we can go and try hit our dream tricks for this trip. So that was good. A little bit sketchy, but I was like in control and I sort of knew I was going under rotate there. And as long as I have that awareness, once I get to a bigger bag, I'm pretty confident I'll be able to bring it to my feet. Well, that was scary. Honestly, maybe the scariest part of the day so far was that switch drop in, so. Alright, we'll need one more roll. That was the weirdest axis rotation I've ever done on cab 9. This thing's so kicky, I'll need to like sort of power through, but I was worried about going too slow. So, one more cab 9, let's see where we land. Hopefully we can get the cab 12. That was ridiculous. That's like my first slam I've taken of a trip, and it was on a cab 9. Yeah, we need some fibers. That was sketchy. I almost died on the drop in too. Alright, back to the drawing board on the cab. We need some work. That was hilarious. Let's try that 14. Let's do it. That was perfect. That's the best back down of my life.
That was dope.
Good recovery after the disaster. Honestly, maybe the most embarrassing thing in my life at cab 9 last run. So glad we got a good one to come back. I freaking was like, just stay glued, stay tall, come and throw it just like a spin. Boom, boom. Pull that in one more time. I think that's going to be 14. I'm getting back up there. Psyched out with the wind hitting me, I didn't fully commit. That axis of rotation would have worked better for the 16. That was a little bit too flat. I need to get it so I can pull in. That was sort of just like rotating over my butt a little bit. So that axis of rotation just didn't really pull down. So just this one, a little more shoulders down, commit to going dipping into the last flip. First one out of the way though, and it's like a scary trick for me. So we're okay, walking away from probably worst case scenario, worst axis rotation possible, so let's hopefully land it this time. Woo! Felt the lack of speed, I sort of knew off the lip I would have power committed. Really happy it turned into a 12, but yeah, the axis rotation might not be right here. So I'm going to go do one more hit, and on my way up, I'll decide if 14 again, or yeah, I'll just think on it for a sec because I'm not too sure. I felt good. It was a decent takeoff, could do it a little better. So yeah, okay, I'm going to go get a little bit of a better takeoff, try send a little more power, commit to it being a little more triple flip, and we'll see if that results in a landed backside 14 triple. That may have looked like I broke my tailbone for life, but on the airbag, that's actually one of the safest ways you can dismount. That would have been perfect for backside 16. Could get it so my head position's a little better so I could see a little more. But had the power for 14 there, just axis rotation was slightly off. So I'll need to go to a drawing book, do it a little more flippy, or do that axis for 16. But I want to move it to a bigger bag. That's just, it takes so much energy and it's so precise. It doesn't really give me any room to use my air control. And I'm feeling pretty exhausted, back's getting sore, getting tired. But I must say, this bag, in Japan, trying to triple, I was like heart seizing, like feeling like I was going to pass out. But this bag, the landing's so steep, the takeoff so gradual, it's so much more mellow. What's good, because it's a lot more hectic up there. There's tons of people dropping, you need to navigate. It's a lot harder to be in your own mindset. So we didn't do everything I set out to do today, but I've only sent 3 back triples in my life, hardly any 14, so today was a massive breakthrough day for me. And we're going to go spend 1 day working on fundamentals on here, ripping 10s, ripping 12s, 2 days on the XL bag, just getting used to it. Again, 7s, 3s, 10s, getting really comfortable. And then the last 2 to 3 days I have on the bags, I'm going to see what I can really accomplish and how far I can push my snowboarding. So thank you so much for watching today, and we'll be back at it with another video once I have some bigger tricks warmed up. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.